Hello there, today we'll be improving your Tantive board in playset, and as you've probably seen, I've turned mine into a diorama. That is another video, you can check that out, but we will be taking a look at 5 things you can do to your playset just to take it up to the next level. And once again, before we start, we are looking at my Tantive board in diorama, but these are changes you can make to your playset to make it look that much better. And the first one is add in more minifigures. It's the easiest change you can make, but just adds to the grandiosa of the actual display. As you've seen in my recent Order 66 mock, which was heavily based around the minifigures I use, it really can just make a scene represented so much better in Lego form. So here we have all of the stormtroopers that we've got so far. We've got the 2 from this set. We also have 1 from the Stormtrooper mech and 1 from the polybag. I originally did have my Luke and Han with these helmets laying down. However, I decided to change it out for these Blaster Troopers, which was from an old Battlefront polybag, I do believe. Or a battle pack, rather. And just make it look that much more realistic with all the blaster holes shot in the chest. And I also have 2 Rebel figures here. I think at least one of these was from an advent calendar, maybe even both, and honestly, it's the biggest change you can make, but it just makes the scene come to life. Now, the second change you can make to your Tantive Playrama, your playset diorama, your Lego set, is actually on the side here. If I can focus up, you can see that I've changed how the handle works, and this is mostly for when it is open, as I feel like this gives you the most clearance and also just enables this door to be fully hidden. Now what I mean is, before I change this handle, it'd come to about there. It wouldn't be too much further, but you could see a sliver of this large brick from the other side. Perhaps I'll try and get a screenshot from that video. But what I've done is switched up the technique they have on the side here, made it flush so that now the only thing you're seeing are these colourful bricks on the side, or all these different plates and different slopes that Lego already provides. So what I've done to switch up this side bit here is I can actually take this apart because it's a pretty easy assembly to include. And what we've got is the same Technic breakers as Lego had on the top here. These are all from the set, so you don't need any of these new. And I have ended up losing one of the pieces, so I'm not quite sure where that's gone. Oh, found it. So these are all from the set, and we have this 1x1 round tile, which I do believe is a new piece I included, and that is on the end of this axle connector. And what that means is, rather than having a hole breaker on the other end of it, this 1x1 stud is a little bit, honestly, millimeters thinner than it. Take a look at that. It's the smallest bit of difference, but what it means is the door can fully open, and that just connects up into this piece here. I haven't changed around any of this, even in my diorama. Where this is on my diorama is exactly where it is on my playset. That's just to get the door working as best I can, and all you're doing is putting these up the top for a little handle, because I wasn't very fond of the handle that was all the way here. In fact, I did end up watching another review of the set to try and find out what it was, and I think it was David from Solid Brick Studios who pointed out it could have been a little Easter egg to the disconnecting of the ship from Rogue One, which is sort of fair enough, but even then it did just look out of place, and it's so much sleeker just having the handle up here, and also means the door doesn't stick. So whilst another Easter egg would have been good, I would have much preferred another door over here. But before we get on to this, I haven't included 5s in any of these advancements you can make, though there is definitely one that I've seen many people use now, and that is to do with 5's pauldron on his shoulders. Now, the Lego piece is flat. They haven't included any other pieces. Normally you get like this double hold piece of cloth that you can merge together and bend it over. But what I have seen people do is, if you were to fold over the corner of it and actually get this piece here that 5's does stand on and use it just to flatten the corners of this pauldron. And what that will do is, just as you put it back onto 5's, give it some sort of bend and some shape to it rather than it just laying flat. And as you can see, I perhaps could have folded it a bit more, but even now it gives it just that little bit of bend that you can sort of see from the side, perhaps not at the best of angles, but gives it some definition that it was originally missing. So there's a little bonus improvement for your Fives minifigure. And getting back to the Tantive, as I said, it would have been nice to have got a separate door there. So that's exactly what I built. Even with this diorama, I was able to fit an extra door on the back here. And all I've done is included the same piece that Lego have on the top and the bottom. Well, I guess I've told off the bottom, but if you did want to include this on the playset and didn't have the space here, just whack one of these on the bottom, on the top, rebuild the same door, and instead of adding the Technic features, just add this handle I've made with plates, and that does the job. Fair enough. You can just slide it across, slide it back, and that acts as the second door that when you're looking at from the front, you can still access the handle. And it would be nice to have got a second printed panel. Perhaps that's something you can look at on Bricklink. I'm still keeping my eye out as there's not really any that have been uploaded, but it's a really fun play feature that I just really wish they included the second door in the set, because otherwise, if you want to build a full corridor with both doors being able to open and shut, you're going to have to buy 4 of the sets. Now, what you won't be needing is 4 of the stickers. We've improved the minifigure count, we've changed this handle here, and we've added another door. But the stickers that were included in the set were quite a poor choice. Now, the sticker that I've not included in my diorama, the one off to the right, is fine as it is. Likewise with this second one. However, this one you can notice I have actually cut the sticker in half and stuck it on the other side, as that is more accurate to how it is in the model, and with how popular opinion is on the white of the Lego stickers, which is nothing like the white of the Lego bricks. It definitely shows that Lego's brick colour is more of an off-white, as that does look a lot whiter than even the Stormtrooper helmets aren't that white. But what Lego really should have done was just included the grey vent piece, this piece at the tip of my finger, and not included the white background. Have it a smaller sticker, and that way you could stick it over on the left over here. It's definitely something that was overlooked on Lego's behalf, and they just decided to give them all the same sticker, because this panel over here doesn't even have that sort of vent unit. I've gone back to images from Revenge of the Sith, from A New Hope, from whenever the Tantive appears, and it's just not any of the hallways. All the hallways by the door have no panel by the front, and then I guess they alternate the side between each of the doors. So you have one on the right, one on the left, then a door, one on the right, and then the next one would be on the left. So you could even expand your hallway out a bit more and use the sticker from the left on the right. The only problem is you don't have the extra sticker for underneath it, but it's definitely something surprising with all the detail and how accurate Lego tries to get, that something like that for the stickers, that Lego have owned up to not liking the stickers because they taint the Lego bricks, yet they include too many on a set like this. And it's something that a load of people will just gloss over. They'll whack the stickers on and it doesn't look that bad, but just for the accuracy of the Tantive from Star Wars, it might be something you want to change on yours. Now, the last change is to do with this door, and it's sort of a part 2 to the first part. So you've changed the handle, which is good, but then what you'll notice is my door is fully open and there's just a bunch of translucent pieces on the side, whereas yours might instead have a white plate on the left hand side now rather than the right. So we haven't fixed anything. The only change you need to make for this to make sure that your door is completely open is to include an extra stud on the bottom and top of these side bits here. And all that does is increase it by 1 height, move the plate along, and now when your door is fully open, you can see straight through the door, and looking backwards, you don't have any of the white panel from a stuck door still remaining. Now this is really cool, and another fun feature is if you wanted just to tile off this side and not include any of these translucent pieces, or rather even just include this giant panel and leave the studs if it doesn't bother you, you can actually make a fully functional door which doesn't look like it's been cut through, and perhaps that'd be better if you get multiple of the sets. But that has been 5 improvements to your Tantive Playrama. Once again, check out the diorama if you do want to build it yourself, and there are instructions on Rebrickable if you want to purchase this for £3. It helps out the channel, as well as subscribing, the affiliate links, and all the other ways you can help out. So thank you so much for watching, and may the bricks be with you always.